Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something a little bit different. We're looking at something that's now quite old. Is very, very collectible, especially in this condition we're looking at today. We are looking at the 1974 release by Famosi from their series of Rosalina 22-inch rag style doll or soft style dolls. And this particular one we're looking at today, like I say, is of Rosalina from 1974. Now, there was a series of these Rosalina dolls released in 1974, pretty much all the same doll, but with different styles of dress that she was wearing. This particular one we're looking at is of the floral design dress. And this is the doll in front of us. Okay, so we're on the top of the box. I don't know if you can see the top of the box there. I'll just lift the camera up a little bit, and there we can see, and you've got the Famosi logo on the side there. And there you can see Rosalina Doll behind the window. And at the bottom, it's got Rosalinoy, and Rosalina. It's probably in two different languages, I imagine. And then you've got the flowers again at the back there on the bottom. On the side, you've just got a whole row of flowers going up and down the side of the box here. And I think the other side is, yeah, it's pretty much the same. So not a lot to see. And on the top again, you've just got the same row of flowers, and you've got the same on the bottom. Nothing to see on the back. The back of the box is just a plain white box. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. There is some damage to the window on this box. You can see it's split here and there's a little bit of it missing. But I'm going to open the box up, take the doll out, and let's have a look at the doll outside of the box. Okay, so I've removed Rosalina from the box. You can see she doesn't stand up altogether very well because her legs are all soft legs. A little bit of fluff on her there. Let's just remove that off. Her legs are very soft, so she doesn't support her weight. She's not a doll that can stand. And there was a band holding her in at the back, so I've taken that off so we can take the doll out. So there she is, Rosalina. Beautiful looking doll there. If we zoom in, you can see the features of her face, and this is a nice hard plastic face, and she's wearing this bonnet. In actual fact, I'll remove the bonnet if I can. Let's just try and pull that off so we can see her hair. Oh, there we go. Let's remove the bonnet. There we go. Okay, so she's still got the band around her head, which keeps her hair in check, and you can see that lovely hair there. I've just pulled it out of the band because I've taken the hat off. But there you can see her big smiling face and her beautiful dark brown hair. Nice rosy lips and the freckles on her cheeks. Very, very pretty looking doll. And then she's in that lovely floral design dress with the pinny over the top. And she's got her white socks on and her green shoes. And her hat there matches the dress itself. I'm just going to turn her around and we can have a look at her from the back. And then you can see, you get a better view of the dress. So the dress is all complete all the way around. It is a Velcro, done up by Velcro, so you can open it up and see inside. See the top and bottom half is all part of her body of the dress, and this pinny just goes around the side and does up by Velcro. That's pretty much how all these dolls were designed. There's a band still on the back of her head there, and her little blue or green, sorry, shoes at the bottom, and then there's her big plastic hands. Again, the arms are all rag filled, or soft, I should say, and the hands are all thumb and forefingers are all designed there, but she's not going to be holding anything, obviously, because of the fact that her hands are solid plastic and they don't move. There's no articulation or anything like that. The head doesn't move either. At least I don't think. Oh no, tell a lie. The head does move, so you can turn the head from side to side, and the rest of the body is that soft body, which was a very, very common part of the dollies back in the 1970s. And of course, we can replace that bonnet on top of her head. There we go. And there she is, ready to go out on a bright summer's day and enjoy the fun with a little girl that would love her very much. Okay, the size of the doll overall is 22 inches. Now, that's what the box says. What I think I'll do is I'll just go and grab a measuring stick and let's actually confirm that. Okay, so I've got my tape measure. I'm just putting it out, and that is 22 inches. Now she stands, yeah, she is 22 inches tall, as you can see there. From the floor up to the top of her head is 22 inches. And if we measure across her hands, let's just lay her down, which is going to be pretty much the widest point. We are looking at about 12 inches. And the thickness wise, I suppose at the widest point, we're looking at about 8 inches. So that gives you an idea of the size of the doll itself. And let's just get a measurement of her head. So we're looking at about 6 inches in diameter. Yeah, so about 6 inches in diameter is her head. So that gives you an idea of the size. So she was quite a big doll for little girls to carry around back in the 1970s. But back in the 1970s, that was the thing. The dolls were very big, and they were soft dolls, so that they really didn't cause any damage or hurt to a little girl that was carrying them around. So a beautiful vintage Rosalina doll from 1974. Now this particular one was part of a shop find. Now it must have been a display model, I would imagine, back in the 1970s. When we bought it, it was in the stock room, and there was things on top of it, that hence the reason why I think the bubble on the box is split and torn and broken away. So but I'd imagine it was a display doll at some point. When I asked the owners of the shop who were retiring, they couldn't remember. I mean, a lot of the stuff that was in the stockroom, they didn't even remember it being in there. So you couldn't get a lot of sense out of them as far as that was concerned. Some of the stuff they remembered, but this particular doll, they couldn't even remember it. So you know, we are talking 51 years ago when this was released. So it's hardly surprising that they couldn't remember much about it. But I think it was a display model. From what they said to me, that it may well have been because they had removed it from the box. So it must have been a display. And they do remember doing the Famosa line of dolls, but specific dolls they couldn't remember. So it must have been in the store, in their stock room, for getting on for 50 years. I'd imagine, I'd say, it must have been a display model. Whether it was in the shop window or on a shop counter, doesn't look like it's had any form of discoloration. So I doubt very much it was in a shop window. I think it was more likely in a shop counter display. They used to have a huge counter on the corner of the shop, and which is where they used to put their displays in. And so I'd imagine that this was probably one of those items that was in display. But it's in pretty much immaculate condition. As you can see, the band's still around her hair and has never been removed. Other than that, I mean, she's still in the original box, which you don't find these days. The original boxes are very, very few and far between to find. So yeah, I mean, I suppose at the time this was a very, very popular doll. Hence the reason the Famosa doll range of the 70s was very big. So I'd imagine that whatever was produced sold very, very well. In fact, Famosa are still going today. They're still producing dolls today. I think they're an Italian-based company, but they are still producing dolls for the market today, although very different to what they were back in the 1970s. Okay, let's move forward 51 years to 2025, which is where we are today. Do these dolls come up for sale very often on the platforms? Well, you do see them occasionally pop up on the platforms in different states of condition, of course, and in different clothing. As I say, there was a few different Rosalina dolls that was released. The same doll, basically, but with different clothing. So I did have a look on the platforms, and I did see one or two others which were loose. They weren't contained in the box. Most of them was missing the hat. Some of them had some damage to them, and I don't know whether these socks come off, but I saw one that was missing the sock and the shoe. So whether they actually come off or not, or maybe they did on some of the other ones, but I don't think they do on this particular one. I think the shoe and the sock is all part of the doll's legs in this particular one. But one of them was advertised as missing a sock and a shoe, and there was a few that were advertised with some damage on them. So again, if you are thinking about buying one on a platform, be a little bit careful, because somebody's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. There's a big scope there for people's opinions to differ. So do have a good look at the item images, and also read the description carefully to save any disappointment once the item has been shipped or received. And don't forget, some of the platforms use stock images and stock descriptions, so you could be looking at one like this which is in almost immaculate condition, and you could receive something that's tatty and old, because if there's no new ones available, they automatically go to the cheapest used item. So if it doesn't say new and it says used, click the used link and read what you're about to order. Otherwise you could very well be disappointed when the item arrives. Okay, so to summarize, you do see a few of these come up on the platforms occasionally, various different states of condition and in various different dresses. So you can, if you really wanted to, buy one on the platform, or alternatively you can come to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles, where what you see on front of you is exactly the item you will receive should you wish to order. And if we do have different conditions, they are listed under separate products, so they cannot be mixed up. And as of today, this particular item is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, but we only have the one of these Rosalina dolls. So if it's something that you're interested in, you're going to need to be fairly quick. But you can get to the website very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight there, or you'll be able to find this and many other vintage dolls from the past times, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful vintage Rosalina doll with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.